Welcome back to BYU Sports Nation. We are live in Studio B, teamed up with Austin Colley. I'm Spencer Linton, and we welcome in the newest member of the tight end group at BYU. He is Keanu Hill, proven receiver. And Keanu, I've talked to you about this. Like, you've always been one of the most underappreciated players on this BYU football team. Such an addition, and now you move to the tight end group. How are you feeling about the move in this transition?
I feel great. I mean, right now I've just been going through like the little plays and little details with the whole blocking schemes and gap schemes. It's been going great for me.
So do you think, you mentioned, I was going to ask you this, you mentioned the switch has been great. You just got done saying prior to coming on the show that you're already loving what you're doing. What do you think, you mentioned blocking, what do you think is going to be the most difficult part about this transition? You think it's in the blocking?
I would say probably most likely blocking, just because I'm going against bigger bodies, going against DNs, going against middle linebackers, Will, Sam. So I feel like that would probably be the hardest part, but I don't think it would be too hard for me because as I feel like I'm putting on film that I'm a good blocker as a receiver, so I don't think it would be too hard for me.
You said you beefed up. How much you walking around at right now?
I'm walking around at 240.
240.
Right now.
That's a big dude.
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
What's great about it is I look at you, you don't look 240, which means you're as lean as they come at 240,
yes,
right? Which is great.
Sir. And that also comes with my DNA. A lot of polys, they can hold weight really well, too.
They can hide that pork, bro.
Yeah, you know what they can, man. Got a lot of friends back home.
Keanu Kibo Hill is with us on BYU Sports Nation. What's gone into your diet? Like, how do you in a healthy way put on mass and muscle and weight when you make this transition?
Just always just getting with Dan all the time, because I think when I told him I was going to make the decision to move there, the first person I got was my nutritionist, was Dan Wilcox, man, and he's been helping me a lot with eating right and stuff like that, and he's got me on this meal plan where I'm eating morning, lunch, dinner, and he got snacks in between, but mostly trying to take more protein than anything. So
Let's go.
The one thing that I love about this move, okay, I'm super excited. I think I'm going to go ahead and say that you will probably be one of the most impactful players on the field this next year, just because of your sheer ability. I've seen you run routes. I've worked with you a little bit. Your ability to run routes at your size, like we're now on the cusp of like Dennis Pitta territory, right? Okay. Where we have route running capability. He has the size to move bodies around.
The wide receiver DNA.
The wide receiver DNA, which is like, I mean, in all honesty, dude, if you have that as a tight end nowadays, and tell me if I'm wrong, Keanu, but if you've got that as a tight end nowadays, I mean, that is, in today's system, that's 80% of it, right? But now, Keanu's going up against linebackers instead of DBs, right? So he's already has the edge, has the advantage of all these guys, just given the ability. Working with the new coach, how's that been?
It's been good, really. He's been, like, ever since he's came in, he's been doing nothing but helpful to me, man, just because he's came from the next level. He's been working with guys I've been watching, like Evan Ingram and guys like things of that nature. So he's been really helpful to me just because he doesn't try to complicate too much. He keeps everything simple. Like, there's been a couple of times where we will go out to the field and he'll teach me some things, but he keeps it to a very simple base. He doesn't want to try to overcomplicate things or anything like that. So it's been really, really helpful for me, especially. So
Kevin Gilbride is a great addition, as is TJ Woods on the offensive line. So because you are now blocking, do you work primarily with Coach Gilbride in the blocking techniques, or has Coach Woods come over to help you out with that as well?
There was one time they had like a little walkthrough with the O-line with their new coach and stuff, and I went there and just watched to see what his like brain, how he thinks and stuff like that. So I mean, he seems very intelligent, so I can't wait to start working with him. So
spring ball begins wildly, you know, and we're getting into like kind of the meat of this in just a few days. But Austin was just talking about, because you have the wide receiver backdrop and that's what you've always done, like, how do you feel like you will be able to maximize that as an advantage the most as a tight end?
I feel like just being very, it'll probably just confuse defenses a lot, just seeing like when I come in, or not even when I come in, when I'm in the game, you know, they got a game plan for me because, you know, they probably can't just keep a regular linebacker on me. They probably got to bring in like a nickel or move people around for me. So it would be very like complicated for people to game plan against me, I feel like. And that's what me and A-Rod have been talking about. You know, he can do like a lot of things with me, you know, put me in the slot, put me down where I can come in, still block and do things like that nature, but mainly just get me in the passing game. So
I'm telling you, I've got a feeling we're going to look back, and you're going to look back on your career and be like, everything has led me to be at this position.
Oh, for
I'm
sure.
telling you, right? Like your skill set's incredible. If you can tell, dude, I'm super excited about this,
sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
We know that Gary Bohannon's here. You've had a chance to throw with him a little bit. You've had, obviously you have Jake. What's it like? Because I have never experienced this, and I can imagine that the uncertainty is a little unsettling, but like going into the season and not knowing exactly who the starter is going to be, does that impact the way that you guys prepare during the offseason? I mean, does that kind of change your mindset a little bit as far as the way that you prepare in the offseason?
Not really, honestly, but I would say in that room is very competitive right now. I would say so myself. Just being around those guys, all that is very competitive right now.
Which is a great thing,
yes,
right?
For sure. That's what I really love. I love people being competitive and stuff like that. So right now, I don't think it's too hard, but people like I said, it's just very competitive in that room right now. People just trying to get people to come out, go throw and stuff like that. We just try to get people all in one, on the same page. So I mean, it's going to be really exciting to see what happens this spring.
Gary is a mystery of sorts. I mean, he's the new guy. He's the transfer, and every BYU fan wants to know, like, okay, what's he got? What's he about? Is he really okay? What are you seeing from him?
From him, I like ever since he came in, he's been a very confident man about himself. He came in he didn't like really try to like shy away from anything. He came in and he's being himself. Getting to know everybody, getting to show people what he's all about. I feel like, and that's what I really like about him. He's very outgoing and stuff like that. So.
Hey, I need to bring up something before we finish this interview. I thought this was so cool. We love your dad, Lloyd. He's awesome. Super BYU super fan. We know he has his Texas Tech roots, but BYU super fan obviously is your #1 fan. He sent me a picture of you and Max Asmus when you were playing competition basketball in your younger years, and I was like, no way. Look at Max, number 24, bottom left, and then you got to reunite with him during the BYU Texas game after BYU won that. What was that like for you, that experience?
It was great just seeing him, man. He competing at a high level. He's a big name right now in college basketball, man. He's a great point guard. He's a great friend too, man. And just ever since we've been growing up with him, he's always had that. Always wanted to be great, always wanted to be good, and always wanted to improve and things like that. So even when I was playing with him, every time he got the ball, I was already at the rim, ready for him to shoot the ball. So I was just that guy for him. But it's great seeing him, competing at this level, getting his talking name, stuff like that. I can't wait till he gets to the next level and does great
You
things.
still hoop, Kibo?
Yeah, I could do that. I'm more of a hustler, if anything, but yeah, I can still hoop. I could do all those things. So
Something about tight ends playing ball, right?
Now, listen, I always say, if a guy can hoop, he can play receiver or play tight end, right? For certain. What's one of the most things that you look forward to, I should say, the most going into spring ball?
Just seeing what Coach got plans for me, honestly, because he's always talking about what he could do with me at the tight end position. So just waiting to see what plays he's got for me, how he could dress things up for me and stuff like that. So I can't wait to see what Coach has got for me.
It's been great to have you. Keanu Hill with us on BYU Sports Station. Congrats on everything, and man, we wish you the best of luck in this transition.
Thank you.
Throw the man the ball. Let's go.
Big year. I'm
right?
telling you, dog. Big year.
Let's
I'm
do
excited.
this.